At the 2009 AGM, former chairperson Susan Mudune bowed out of the board of directors after serving for 8 years and was succeeded by Peter Muthoka.
Were always there that, have we exhausted what's available on the local market and why are we going out, etc. But the executive team was able to demonstrate that it was not one or the other, but you could continue to grow business in your home country, even as you looked further afield and grew business there, and that in the long term, given what else was happening in East Africa with the EAC, the integration, etc., that this would be a good thing that we had banks which could support customers across the entire region. So obviously there were discussions around the pros and cons of this strategy, but ultimately the answer was yes, let's continue and do both, and hence the move to South Sudan, to Uganda, to Rwanda, etc., etc.
Due to his exceptional performance as CEO, the KCB board in May 2010 granted Oduor Otieno another term, nearly a year before the end of his first 4-year tenure in April 2009. That year would also be of historic importance, for it saw the bank raise more than 12.5 billion Kenya shillings against a target of 15 billion from shareholders across East Africa through a rights issue. This gave Oduor Otieno the impetus to restructure the entire bank management. The restructuring would also see the rolling out of agent banking that enabled KCB to enter the race for the provision of formal banking services at the grassroots level. Named KCB Mtaani, KCB in the neighborhood, this new concept was designed to enable the bank to reach more than 9 million unbanked Kenyans who had the capacity to engage in profitable banking relationships but did not have access to the formal banking infrastructure. By 2013, the bank had recruited more than 3,000 agents across the country. The agent banking was one of the major achievements of Oduor Otieno as head of KCB. By the time he announced in mid-September 2012 that he would be retiring in April 2013, KCB had set records in a number of fields. It was the best bank in profits, in assets, in capital base, in branch network, as well as in regional outreach. Oduor Otieno himself had in 2012 been voted the best chief executive in Kenya. Oduor Otieno was part of the bank's headhunting process that eventually settled on 37-year-old Joshua Oigara as his successor. Oigara had just finished his first year as KCB's chief financial officer. Before joining KCB, Oigara had been Bamburi Cement Factory's executive director and group finance director for the East Africa region, and had been tipped to take over as Bamburi's substantive CEO. With the KCB appointment, Oigara became the youngest bank CEO in Kenya.
In terms of taking opportunities for our young people, it's more of a personal challenge for me and the KCB. Today we have 8,000 staff. My own belief that as we train 1 million of them out of primary school, in the next 10 years we'll have 10 million young kids between the age of 15 and 24. We have to be very prepared today as a leading organization to create opportunities for them. Because if we do not, then we are looking at a crisis in terms of what do they do? Are we running fast enough as a bank? So we still have more countries to go into. And Kenyans can work anywhere within the region. So we're looking at Ethiopia, for instance, another country. We're looking at the Democratic Republic of Congo. We're looking at Mozambique. We're looking at Somalia as well to expand. So if we can double the size of the bank in 5 years' time, I think it will give an opportunity not just for us, but for our staff and customers to do more business for the region.